Welcome to Grindhouse Funhouse 31 Days of Horror. Tonight's spooky pick, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. It's about two lovable hillbillies who are headed to their fixer-upper vacation cabin in the woods to drink some beer, do some fishing, and have a good time. But when they run into a group of preppy college kids who assume from their looks that they must be in-bred chainsaw-wielding killers, Tucker and Dale's vacation takes a bloody and hilarious turn for the worst. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil is hands down the funniest goddamn movie I've seen in a good long while. The crazy thing is, I've had it in my movie collection for years now. I'm glad it somehow mysteriously came to mind for my 31 Days of Horror challenge, cause man, I pissed myself laughing throughout. You know what else Tucker and Dale vs. Evil is about? The power of friendship. And the love of two hillbilly bros they have for each other, and they live in the moment wherever it may be. And the moment we're watching was them going fishing and wanting to fix up their new vacation cabin in the woods. But some meddling college kids got in the way of those sweet plans. It starts with those college kids on the road, almost getting hit by Tucker and Dale's pickup truck, wanting to get on the road themselves. So already strike one for Tucker and Dale, at least in those college kids' mind. There's something one of them realizes they forgot to bring with them.
Hey guys! Guys! We forgot the beer. No!
Which makes them stop at a gas station to get some. And who do they see there? Why, it's Tucker and Dale, of course. Dale, played by Labine, spots the beautiful blonde girl in the group, played by Katrina Bowden, and to the encouragement of his best friend Tucker, played by Tudyk, goes up and tries to talk to her with sit in hand, and it does not go well.
You guys, going camping?
Hey, now look, we don't want any trouble, all right? So just
Okay, I'm sorry.
Tucker and Dale are back on the road, get stopped by a cop, and he lets them know that where they are headed is just a bad scene.
Where are you two headed?
We're headed to our vacation home up by Morris Lake. I sank every penny I had into it. Me and Dale here, we're gonna go fix her up. Maybe do a little fishing.
Do a little fishing.
He's been striking out with the ladies. I figure a little man time might do him some good.
There ain't nothing up there but pain and suffering on a scale you can't even imagine.
They should have heeded his warning. Meanwhile, the college kids set up their tent in the woods. The leader of the pack, named Chad, played by Jess Moss, tells them the story of the Memorial Day Massacre, about a similar group of college kids 20 years prior who got killed by hillbillies in those very same mountains.
Only one person lived to tell this story. The rest of them just disappeared.
Of course his name is Chad, the instigator that starts all this shit by really riling his friends up with that story. So if they already had preconceived notions about hillbillies, now it's been amplified by 1,000. So night falls, and Tucker and Dale just chilling and fishing. Dale spots beautiful blonde girl who's just about to jump in the lake, who trips and falls and hits her head. They go and save her, while her friends run away scared of them and brings her back to their cabin. And that's when shit gets real funny, when the college kids are on the lookout for her, trying to rescue her.
Chuck, tell them what you saw.
Well, it was really dark, but it looked like one of the guys was, eating her face off.
That is so disgusting.
Tucker and Dale just wanted to help her, thinking her friends abandoned her. The college kids think they kidnapped her for their own nefarious purposes, and that's where all the comedy comes from. Everything said by Tucker and Dale is taken the wrong way.
Well, I'll tell you what. When we get back, I'll finish her off real quick, and then we'll get back to work, okay?
They're gonna kill her.
Just so many misunderstandings that if cooler heads prevailed and they just had a simple conversation, all of it would have been put to rest. But then we wouldn't have much of a movie now, would we? There's so many funny set pieces in Tucker and Dale vs. Evil that, to give you a taste, I'll mention one of my favorites.
Sick fuck, he's making her dig her own grave.
In their attempt to rescue her, one of the college kids, weapon in hand, starts running towards Tucker, who happens to be operating a wood chipper at that very moment. While running at full speed towards him, trips and falls headfirst right in Woody the chipper. This is a gory horror comedy that leans more towards the comedy, but when it comes time to show that gore, they do not shy away. I was already a fan of Labine back then. If you ever watched the TV series Dead Last in the early 2000s, or Reaper in 2007, you know the man's got comedy chops. Same with Tudyk, big fan of Firefly. The combination of those two, their chemistry, you can feel like they've been buddies for years. You root for them and wanting them to get out of this crazy situation they got themselves into.
I know what this is.
What?
This is a suicide pact.
What?
These kids are coming out here and they're killing themselves all over the woods.
Oh my God, that makes so much sense.
Everyone else in the cast playing the college kids are good at playing those typical roles, having fun in the woods until shit gets real and the horror tropes kicks in. You know, the kind of horror movie that happens in the woods, you immediately think of how it's gonna go, but that's when Tucker and Dale vs. Evil subvert our expectations and use those very tropes as comedy nuggets for all of us to laugh at. The writing is sharp, so many comedy setups that are straight up bangers. There's creative, gnarly kills that any horror hound will enjoy. The movie gets a bit goofy at the end with the Chad character, but I didn't mind it. You yourself may have had preconceived notions of Tucker and Dale vs. Evil being a really stupid comedy, when in all actuality it is quite the opposite. It is structurally sound, doesn't hit a false note, everyone is firing on all cylinders, you enjoy the deep bro love Tucker and Dale has for each other, it has actual heart that doesn't feel phony and is the real deal.
You are a good man. You're smart. And you're strong. And you're not as ugly as you think you are.
Thank you, Tucker.
This movie has no right being this good, but gosh darn it, it is. Obviously, it's a high recommendation from me. It's a 10 out of 10. Seek it out. You'll be glad you did. Links to streaming or purchasing Tucker and Dale vs. Evil are available in the description below. Let me know your thoughts on Tucker and Dale vs. Evil and come back tomorrow for another 31 Days of Horror Spooky Pick.
That kid has got some serious issues.